Leo, welcome to Get Life 333. This is going to be a They Went No Contact, What They Don't Want You to Know reading. This is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If this doesn't resonate with you, please check one of your other signs, okay? Moon is emotions, Venus is love, and your rising is your overall understanding of life, okay? So sometimes those are really effective. These messages have been coming out really specific, so you're going to know if this is for you. Right? This is general readings. Right? You need to get a personal reading to get your exact energy captured here for your particular story, but let's see if we can get some, at least, guidance for you. I have to stop saging over my light tablecloth. All right. Okay, yeah, I'm getting money issues. Okay. All right, first of all, if they went no contact, which they did, obviously, because otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on this video, right? I'm really sorry, because I know that's so painful. All right, let's just get right into what they don't want you to know. Okay, they don't want you to know that as far as they're concerned, the main issues in your relationship had to do with money. In particular, the mismanagement of money or management of money, one or the other, okay? An issue with cash flow happened, and they tried the best they could to balance it all out, but feel that you weren't as supportive as was needed and as they wanted, you know? This can also be you two fighting over where to live, but either way, they feel like you tried to make it all about something else and not just about money. Guys, again, I just want to, this is what it was going on in their mind that they don't want you to know, okay? Does not mean it's true, what I'm saying. This is how they feel. And this is what they don't want you to know, and let's see why. So we have the Hierophant. They wanted a committed partnership with you, you know? Leo, they really love you. You know, the Hierophant is a major arcana like that. They really, really loved you. I think they still do. All right. So then we have the Page of Wands in reverse. They don't agree when you accuse them of being negative, stubborn, unable to listen to others, or, you know, that they don't follow through in things. They grew sick of hearing it. Sick of it. And they feel that you don't look at yourself honestly, even though you think you do. Well, that's how they perceive you. They just don't see the point in fighting about it anymore at this point, because you guys always end up in the same space. They want better communication and to work together as a team, but they feel that you put most of the pressure and responsibility for the relationship on them. And they don't think you really understand how in order to get a home or to have a social life, that money has to be there. And they feel that you're putting the majority of this pressure on them. And you're not seeing how hard it is on them, or how hard they tried. You know, in their mind, this is their understanding of everything. They just feel all became so imbalanced and unfair regarding money. And they struggle in their mind and their will, you know. They struggled, you know. But they just got to a point where they felt like they needed to move forward. It all became too much, you know. They don't want you to know how incredibly invisible they started to feel in the relationship and not heard. And they felt that they never had enough, and that they never were enough, that they never had enough money, they never had enough time, that you always required more than they were able to give. So they needed to leave in order to start on a new direction, to progress and experience a new path for themselves, you know, one that they feel respected on and happy on, you know. I feel for some of you, not all, but some of you, they may have even left town for a little bit, you know, just because we have this Chariot. But either way, you know, this no contact, you know, they're in hermit mode. They know this leaving is the rightful path for them. They really do, you know. But they need to take this time to really work on themselves, because they don't want you to know how at this point they're actually questioning the values that they initially presented to you in the relationship. All right, I'm getting a very damaged vibe here. All right. Okay, it's their sense of self has been corrupted. And I know that sounds really dramatic, but this is what they feel. And this also indicates them, seeking, something lustful or materialistic, or, maybe some kind of like negative self-medication. Maybe they're drinking a lot, drugs, sex, gambling, shopping, retail therapy, whatever the case is. They're doing this to make themselves feel better, because in their mind, they feel that you beat them down in this area. And yet they feel that you made the issues in the relationship not all about money, but about like their willingness, or, their drive, their passion, making issues about maybe you guys not liking to do the same things or move forward in the same direction. And in their mind, for them, they stripped all of that down and they made the main issue money. It doesn't mean that they're right. But whatever it is, I feel like there was not the best communication regarding this. Oh, straight out of the gate. Should I take it? I guess I will. Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, they just don't see a way out of this, Yeah, they just really don't. The impact of this has just made them, on their sense of self, has made them just want to move forward. Any other information that Leo needs to understand that might be helpful regarding what their partner who went no contact doesn't want them to know, that will be helpful to Leo to move forward? Let's see. All right, let's see what else we got. Justice, yeah, they want fairness, They want that ultimate happiness with you. Ultimately they have the will, they really do. They had the will to be with you. They really did, And they even felt that they were creative in their approach just because of this issue with money. I don't know, maybe they did like project-based work, or maybe they lost their job and they were in between jobs and they were trying to work out like unemployment, or maybe, they were making a certain salary and needed to take a cut in pay. But it wasn't like a forever thing, but it was definitely a time period thing, and it was long enough for it to become a significant issue. And Leo, I feel like when they tried to present the fact that they were stressing about this, a lot of fights happen, because you're obviously, I'm sure, contributing however you can possibly contribute to the relationship, and they were making you feel like you weren't doing enough. Let's pull another row. I have a couple of ideas, but I just want to see. Yeah. All right, so this is what scared them, because when we have the Strength reverse, in their mind, that saying where when somebody shows you who they really are, pay attention. In their mind, they viewed you as becoming very controlling, far more materialistic, and just wanting more than they were able to give. And not you not coming up with enough ideas to problem solve with them, And they just really do believe that they were open-minded and that you weren't. And this is how they're seeing it, Okay, I wanted to say two things. One, this might be a situation, I'm definitely getting this feeling that maybe you guys had yourselves in a life, in a social scene, in a neighborhood, in some sort of circumstance where for some reason you guys weren't able to sustain it anymore financially, something happened where you guys needed to tighten your belts and shift things around regarding money, and it just became really, really way too stressful. And the communication wasn't there. You kind of both went into your corners, got really defensive, and just started throwing shit at each other across the room. And that ended up creating the demise in this. And it made them feel invisible and not heard and just not important and not valued. But I do feel like there's still love here. So this is the deal with no contact. Okay, I'm not sure, if you guys know the stages of no contact or not, but I'm going to tell you them. Okay, so initially, the person who initiates the no contact, they feel really relieved because they whatever motivated them to go no contact obviously was stressful enough to motivate them to do that, right? So, it's common sense that the removal of that is going to make them feel, relief and calmer. And then the next stage, they tend to feel pretty kind of justified, right? This is if you text them, call them, email them, post about them on social media, whether it's direct or cryptically. If you talk about your relationship and the issues to mutual friends of yours, all of these things in their mind are going to further establish to them that you're not being self-reflective, that you're not understanding the gravity of the situation, and in a way they're going to feel justified, and they're also going to know they can get you back whenever they want. In a way, it's like you put yourself in their back pocket when you do that. You make it way too easy. So if you honor the no contact and you reciprocate and I mean no contact, right? Taking them out of your field of energy. I know that's so hard, but busy yourself. Occupy yourself, because what happens there is then they begin to question, why are they doing that? And wait a minute, was I right? Did they just not want to be with me? Did they just not want me anymore? Did they want me in the first place? Is this why they were able to be so cruel to me? And because in their mind you were cruel, even though you probably weren't. And all of these things start going, and then the questioning turns to curiosity. And that's when they start seeking you out on, to do a little innocent spy work on social media. I kind of don't like the word stalking when we're talking about this, because real stalking is actually quite dangerous and, pathological, right? But if they're trying to investigate, what's going on in your life, just for some reasoning, right? That's the precursor, curiosity is the precursor to attraction, right? So you follow the steps. That's why, stepping back and sitting back and taking a breather will often bring them forward to you, and people who are master ghosters or master no contacts know this, but it doesn't matter. It ends up, the stages are what they are because we're human beings, emotions are what they are. That's if they have feelings for you. And I have every reason to believe, Leo, that they have reasons here in their heart to want to make this work. Now, the thing is, you have to ask yourself, because I'm feeling for some of you, you don't want to be with them. You don't want anyone else to have them right now. You don't want them to really be happy right now, but you also don't feel that this is the right space for you. So this is why the break might be good, to give you clarity, because maybe you guys don't belong together, Maybe they're just not your person, even though you feel like they are right now. And space will bring that to clarity for sure. It's staying caught up in the minutia of the discord and all of that. I mean, look, again, we're human beings, right? It's they're in our space. Sometimes the idea of starting over with someone new is scary, and you don't want to. And there are so many reasons why people hold on, codependency issues, whatever. We don't have to get into all of that, but so try to respect the no contact, because if this is going to be revisited in a healthy way, that has to happen first and foremost. You can't get around that. Okay, so if this is the space that you guys are at, just continue the no contact. Don't text them. Tell someone to take your phone away from you. You know, don't, stay away from social media. Just stay away from it for a little bit. It's painful. It's going to be painful for you. Do things that make you feel good. And if you are not going to just step away from social media, then only post things that are positive and healthy. So that, if anyone's going to see anything, they're going to see you being a healthy version of yourself and not spiraling down into something bad. Okay, Leo, that is what I have for you today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.